What if I told you that in just 90 days, you could become unrecognizable to your current self? Not in theory. In reality, the way you move, the way you speak, the way you handle pressure. What if 3 months from now, the version of you who hesitates, who scrolls, who second guesses was gone, and standing in his place was someone sharper, stronger, more focused, a builder, a closer, a force that's not a fantasy, that's a decision. And if you're serious about making the next 90 days the most powerful, most disciplined, most transformative season of your life, you're going to have to study this from start to finish. Watch it more than once, because this isn't about hype. This is about how to actually do it. Step by step, ritual by ritual, mindset by mindset. The blueprint you've been searching for is right here. But let me be clear from the start, this isn't a motivational boost. This isn't a feel-good pump-up. This is war, a declaration against the old you, against the habits that keep you anchored, against the excuses you keep recycling like they're facts. 90 days, one decision, go all in or stay average. Because here's the truth, 90 days isn't magic, it's math. 3 months of radical consistency is enough to build habits that rewire your identity. It's enough to compound small wins into unshakable momentum. It's enough to separate you from the 99% of people sleepwalking through their routines, convincing themselves that someday is a real plan, but none of that happens unless you lock in, unless you cut out distraction, unless you remove the escape routes and treat this like your last chance to finally follow through. You've said you were ready before, but this time you prove it. A man who is truly decided burns his bridges, not metaphorically, not half-heartedly, not with a backup plan tucked in his pocket. He removes the exit he makes, retreat impossible, and because of that decision, that real decision, he becomes someone else, not later. Now, this is what it means to lock in for 90 days. Your life becomes narrow, focused, forged every single day. You stack proof that you are not who you used to be, and your brain rewires itself to believe it. There's hard science behind this. Your brain runs on patterns, on repetition. Every time you make a choice, your mind carves a groove. Do it once. It's nothing, do it twice. It remembers, do it every day for 90 days without deviation, without apology, without negotiation. And that becomes your identity. And once your identity shifts, you don't try anymore. It's who you are to wake up early. It's who you are to go all in. It's who you are to choose discipline over comfort. This is why 90 days matters not, because it's long enough to try something, but because it's long enough to become someone. And let's be honest, this isn't about hype. This is about physics, momentum. Most people never build momentum because they keep resetting 3 days on, then 1 day off a week of effort, then 2 weeks of falling short, always restarting, always chasing the spark. They wait for motivation, but motivation is a liar. Discipline is the truth, because discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care if you're exhausted. It doesn't check the weather or what your friends are doing. Discipline moves, and movement creates momentum, and momentum is what turns hard into automatic. It's what turns effort into flow. Once you cross a certain threshold, once the habits lock in, once the body adapts, once the mind sees real proof, something flips. The work starts pulling you forward instead of pushing you back. But to get there, you have to go through pain, through friction, through the stretch where nothing feels like it's working. That's the barrier. Most people never cross. Resistance is not the enemy. It's the signal. It means you're evolving muscles. Don't grow without tension skills. Don't sharpen without repetition. Identity doesn't shift without friction when it gets hard, when you want to stop, when the old habits come whispering. That's the edge. That's where most people fold. That's where you don't. Because you've decided, and a real decision is not about feeling good, it's about becoming great. Discomfort is the price of the next version of you. Now let me give you the structure. The 90-day lock-in blueprint, 4 pillars, non-negotiable actions you complete every single day, each one built to sharpen a specific part of you. And when practiced together day after day, they forge a version of you that's clearer, stronger, and more formidable than anything you've been before. Pillar 1 mind. You cannot outperform your own thinking every day for 90 days. You spend 1 full hour feeding your mind, deliberately reading high-quality books reflecting on your actions, writing down insights, goals, affirmations. This hour is not entertainment. It is purposeful input. You are installing new software into your brain. Most people run on autopilot. They consume noise distractions, other people's opinions, but not you anymore. Your mind becomes your greatest weapon over 90 days. You build a new operating system. Pillar 2 body. Every day you train minimum 30 minutes, ideally up to 60. Intensity, not perfection. Run, lift, box, stretch, climb. It doesn't matter. You move. This is not about how you look. It's about energy and discipline. Your body is your foundation, and if it's weak, your focus will crack. Your drive will slip. You don't need a gym. You don't need a trainer. You need commitment. Sweat daily. Push daily. Because every drop of sweat is a decision. I don't negotiate with weakness. Pillar 3 mission. Every day you give your calling 90 minutes of uninterrupted deep work. No scrolling. No checking your phone. 1.5 hours of pure locked-in execution. If you're a writer, you write. If you're building something, you build. If you're learning something, you train 90 minutes a day equals over 100 hours in this sprint. That's mastery being built in silence. This is where you construct what they can't see yet. Pillar 4, stillness. Every day for 10 to 20 minutes, you sit in silence, no phone, no noise, no stimulation, just you, your breath, your presence. This is where you defragment, where stress dissolves, where ideas form, where you reconnect with what matters most. People are addicted to stimulation, so their thoughts aren't even their own. You break that cycle. You train presence, because presence builds clarity, and clarity builds power. And the 5th pillar, no negotiation. You do what you said you would do, period. No missed days, no excuses, no adjusting your standards based on how you feel. This is your internal contract, signed the day you started. If you miss a session, you make it up, but you never allow yourself to go soft, not in this phase. If you follow this to the letter every day without compromise, your life cannot stay the same. Your mind sharpens, your vision clears, your body becomes a vessel for real power. Your mission starts moving. You're not stuck in overthinking. You're executing daily. Your presence becomes something people feel. Not because you announced it, but because you earned it. Now let's talk about what gets cut. Distractions gone, mindless scrolling, constant stimulation, low-value content that entertains but never builds off the table. If it doesn't multiply your mission, it has no place in your day. Gossip gone, drama gone. You are not available for conversations that keep you small. Protect your energy like it is the most valuable thing you own, because it is an alcohol. If your mind is genuinely serious about clarity, about building from the inside out, then there is no space for anything that dulls your edge. Not forever, but for now, for this season. Your brain has been hijacked by microstimulations, quick hits, rapid rewards, the dopamine of notifications and noise. You need to reset your baseline. That means silence, boredom, discipline. The next 90 days are not about chasing cheap dopamine. They're about retraining your mind to find fulfillment in hard focus, deep work, quiet growth. Your environment must become sacred clean. It clear, it make it intentional. Your space should remind you every time you walk into it, this is where I come to build your mind. Does not need more motivation. It needs orders. Stop letting your mood drive your behavior. Stop checking in with your emotions before you take action. Become the kind of person who moves, regardless. Decide now. What are your non-negotiables? What gets your energy? And what never will again? Lock in those answers and live inside them. Most people fail not because they're weak, but because they're inconsistent. They get excited, they write the goals, buy the journal, watch the content. But when the emotion fades, so does the action. That's the core problem. They build on motivation. And motivation is a mood. You cannot build an unshakable life on unstable fuel, so instead build from identity. This is called identity anchoring. You stop acting like who you've been and start acting like the man you're becoming. Not someday, now, today. You carry yourself like someone who has already earned it. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined one decision at a time until your actions rewrite your self-image. Stop obsessing over goals. Set them once, then shift your focus to systems. A goal is the destination. A system is what gets you there. You don't rise by constantly thinking about the result. You rise by mastering the process. Build your system so simple. You don't have to think, you just execute and track everything. If you don't track it, it didn't happen. Your brain will lie to you, tell you you're doing better than you are. Numbers don't lie. Data doesn't care. How you felt. Build a ritual. Same wake-up time, same morning flow, same nightly routine. Ritual creates rhythm. Rhythm builds momentum. Momentum makes effort feel natural. Bookend your day with discipline, and the middle takes care of itself. You're going to hit 3 walls on this path. Around day 7 to 10, resistance hits. The excitement is gone, the dopamine from starting fades, and now it's just you and the work and your old self trying to pull you back. That voice saying, take a break, you've earned it, that's not truth, that's your past identity. Begging for comfort, walk through it quietly, relentlessly, one action at a time. Around day 30, the second wall hits. You're not struggling, you're just bored, the routine feels flat, there's no visible breakthrough. Yet, this is where most people quit, not from pain, but from doubt. The enemy at day 30 is distraction, the temptation to change everything, to start over, to abandon what's actually working, because it stopped feeling exciting. Stay, the work is working under the surface, your brain is rewiring, your focus sharpening, keep swinging. Then day 60, something shifts. You wake up different, quieter, sharper. Your habits don't feel like effort anymore. They feel like the resistance has turned into rhythm, and you begin to realize, I am not the same person. And day 90, that's not motivation, that's evidence. Your life looks different, your decisions feel different, you carry a different energy. People sense it before they can name it, because you've become someone else, quietly, relentlessly, through repetition, and the beauty of it, you didn't need applause, you just kept showing up. There will be a moment where you want to quit, you'll convince yourself one missed day won't matter. That starting fresh later might be smarter. That voice is not reason. It's resistance wearing a friendly face when it arrives. You anchor, you breathe, you say it, I said 90, not 9, and you get back to work, because pain is temporary. Discomfort is a signal. Resistance means you're doing something your old self cannot survive. So don't avoid it, use it. Let it strip away the softness, the excuses, every time you keep going when you wanted to stop. You gain something. Money cannot buy self-respect. And that is the root of all real confidence. At some point, the effort starts to feel different. The habits stop feeling forced. The voice that once said, this is too hard, gets replaced by something deeper. This is who I am now. That's identity. And identity is everything. What you do daily becomes what you believe. What you believe shapes how you act. When no one is watching, you're no longer checking boxes. You're proving something with every rep, every ritual, every quiet act of discipline you are saying. I am the kind of person who does this every day without being told. So say it now, I am the builder. I don't wait for conditions. I create them. I'm not hoping for a breakthrough. I'm building it. Let that run through your mind on repeat until it becomes louder than the doubt, stronger than the resistance, more real than the old version of you ever was. Because when this ends, you don't go back. You don't just finish the 90 days. You emerge different, and the world will not be able to deny what you've become, because you won't need to say a word. The results will speak. So disappear for 90 days. Let them wonder. Let them assume you fell off. Don't correct them. Don't defend yourself. Go quiet and build, because what you're building doesn't need their attention. It needs your obsession every day, every rep, every brick laid in silence. And when you come back with proof, not a speech, not a post evidence. They'll feel it in your energy before they see it in your results. And the version of you they once knew simply won't exist anymore. That's what happens when you commit with finality. When you stop negotiating and start becoming, you don't explain it. You let the results do the talking. So if something in you just shifted, if there's a fire in your chest right now, don't let it die. When this ends, commit, mark the day. Lock in, build the system, eliminate the noise, and give yourself the chance to finally meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of 90 days. Now go lock in, go dark, come back different.